Hear about heart problems, cholesterol is the villain. But is it really public enemy number one? Or does it get a bad rap? Dr. Martinez, can you break down what cholesterol actually does in our bodies?
Absolutely. Cholesterol isn't just this sticky substance clogging arteries. It's essential for building cell membranes and making hormones. The confusion comes from types LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol, tends to deposit in artery walls, while HDL, the good kind, acts like your body's cleanup crew, sweeping excess cholesterol away.
So, if I'm hearing you right, it's not about eliminating cholesterol, but keeping the balance in check. Why does LDL get such a notorious reputation?
Great question. LDL particles are like little delivery trucks when there are too many. They start dropping off packages in the wrong neighborhoods, your arteries. Over time, these packages pile up, narrowing the roads and risking a traffic jam or a heart attack. HDL, on the other hand, is like the recycling service, carting that cholesterol to the liver for disposal.
That recycling analogy makes it so clear. Before we move on, how can someone know if their cholesterol balance is off, especially since you can't feel it happening?
That's the sneaky part. There are no symptoms until things get serious. That's why regular blood tests are essential, even if you feel perfectly fine. Think of it as checking the oil in your car before the engine light comes on.
Switching gears, let's talk about another heart health buzzword, blood pressure. Dr. Papal Ennis / Martinez, we often hear about hypertension being a silent killer. What's actually happening inside our arteries when blood pressure creeps up?
Picture your arteries as flexible garden hoses. Blood pressure is the force pushing blood through them. When that force is consistently too high, it's like turning the faucet up and leaving it on eventually. Those hoses start to wear out, stiffen, or even burst, leading to stroke or heart attack.
Yikes! And yet, most people have no idea their pressure's up until it's checked. Are there any everyday scenarios that might spike blood pressure temporarily?
Definitely. Stressful meetings, salty fast food, even binge-watching tense TV shows can cause temporary spikes. But it's persistent high pressure that's dangerous. A 2022 CDC report found nearly half of adults with hypertension didn't know they had it until routine screening.
That statistic is wild. So, just like cholesterol, early detection really is key. Before we dive into prevention, are there any myths about blood pressure you'd like to bust?
Absolutely. One big myth is, I feel fine, so I must be fine. Hypertension is often symptomless. The only reliable way to know your numbers is to get them checked regularly, not just when you feel off.
Let's make this practical. Everyone wants a healthy heart, but changing habits can feel overwhelming. What small, doable changes have the biggest impact on cholesterol and blood pressure?
Start small and stack the wins. Just 30 minutes of brisk walking most days lowers LDL and blood pressure by up to 10%. Swapping chips for a handful of nuts or adding an extra serving of veggies at dinner can also push numbers in the right direction.
I love that. Less about perfection, more about consistency. What about those hidden saboteurs, salt and sugar? How sneaky are they in everyday foods?
Oh, they're masters of disguise. Over 70% of sodium in the average diet comes from processed foods, not the salt shaker. Even things like bread and breakfast cereal can pack a punch. And don't get me started on sugar hiding in healthy granola bars or yogurts.
And then there's stress, my personal nemesis. Can managing stress really help the heart, or is that just wishful thinking?
It's legit. Chronic stress floods the body with hormones that raise blood pressure and inflame arteries. Techniques like deep breathing, yoga, or even short tech breaks have been shown in studies to lower heart risk by as much as 20%.
All these lifestyle tweaks are great, but how important are regular checkups in the big picture of heart health?
They're absolutely crucial. Think of annual blood pressure and cholesterol checks as your personal weather forecast. Spotting a storm early means you can grab your umbrella, aka, make changes before you get drenched.
Great analogy, but some folks avoid checkups because they're afraid of what they'll find. Any advice for getting over that hurdle?
Facing the numbers can be scary, but knowledge is power. Early intervention can add years to your life. One study showed that people who regularly monitored their blood pressure reduced their risk of major cardiac events by nearly 30%.
Wow, that's a big payoff for a small investment of time. As we wrap up, what's one message you'd love everyone to take away about heart health?
Your heart doesn't need you to be perfect. It just wants you to show up for it consistently. Celebrate the small wins. Every step, every healthy meal, every checkup, it all adds up.